Hi, I'm Sharon White, and I'm here today with Adrian, who has been one of our experts for a long time now with Global Healing Exchange and also writing for Holistic Living magazine. So, Adrian, you are our life mastery coach. So, welcome to this this interview.
Thanks, Sharon. It's so good to connect up with you again. It's been a little while, so it's always great to have a conversation with you.
Yes, well, likewise. This is going to be very interesting because we're going to talk about aliens later. But until then, we're talking about preventative health and preventative health care and what we can do on a holistic health level to actually start getting on our body to a point where it's not bringing diseases in and it's not, we're not getting sick anymore. So to me, preventative health is all about looking after our body, looking after, self-love, so that we are putting actions into place where we're living our best life. And so your article is, you've got a preventative health exercise, which I'd love you to talk about. But before that, if you can talk to us about why you wrote this particular article, and I'll leave you with that.
Yeah, look, Sharon, I'm all about preventative health. I think it's such an important thing for us in today's society. There's so many, I think the saying is there's a pill for every ill. And I personally don't take medicine. I don't even do Panadol or anything. I haven't for about 20 years now. Usually I go to a doctor to get stitched up if I'm cut, etc. But in terms of medicine, I'm very much in terms of the preventative health perspective. And for me, that's nature, that's sunshine, good diet, good water, not putting junk into my body, and really getting in a place of really taking control of my life in that preventative way. And I think that's so important now, probably more important because environmentally, it is such a challenging place to live with all the pollutants or the EMFs from phones, etc., etc. So I think more than ever, preventative health is such an important topic to put on the table.
Yeah, I believe so as well. Even the levels of stress that we're all going through, we're all so crazy busy all the time. So we've got all of that oxidative stress going in, as well as you said, the environments, the toxins that we put in our food, because so many people aren't eating or they don't even know what real food is anymore. They're wondering whether, I spoke to one of the other experts and some of her clients are saying, is this pie natural? And, people just don't get it, how easy it can be to start looking after yourself. And that's why I wanted to actually talk to our experts as well, because I just think it's so important to go back to the basics. And one of the basic things for me is self-care, self-love, because if you don't love yourself and if you don't care about yourself enough, you can have all of the knowledge in the world, but you're not actually going to implement it. So you wrote about this in your article, and one of the things that you said is preventative health is all about common sense.
Yeah, absolutely, Sharon. For me, it's all about making the right common sense choices. Is that going to go into my body or is it not? Is that thing healthy for me or is it not? And I'm sort of talking about that 80-20 principle or 90-10. I'm certainly not a purist in many forms. I call myself a vegan, vegetarian, flexitarian, because I like to be a bit flexible in my diet as well. Yeah, so I tell a lot of people, they ask me, am I vegan, vegetarian? I say, I am, but I'm also a flexitarian, because I think that 80-20 or 90-10 principle is really important, because we still have to have fun. We still have to occasionally, we're out in society or out with friends. And if we're, for me, I don't want to be too radical about it. So I try to hold certainly the 90-10 principle for myself. And that really works for me, sometimes 90-8. But around that 80-20 principle, I think is a good thing to have in life, on all levels, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, and all the others. But I think in terms of that self-care, I think it's so important. And it's all about that common sense of what is good for me and what is not good for me. And if we can just carry that question and that principle through life, I think that's quite an easy task. I pick something up, I look at the label, and somebody said to me, if it's got too many numbers, probably it's not worth eating. If it's got words on there you don't understand, it's probably not worth eating. So for me, it is about common sense. It's about taking a little bit of time just to ascertain, what am I doing right now? Where am I right now? in this process of self-care. So yeah, it's about common sense. It's about making easy choices.
Yeah. And I mean, one of the things that I got told a long time ago is that, you know, if you go into a supermarket, if you shop around the outside and you go to the bakery, the fish aisle, you know, the cheese, and you've got the vegetables, yeah, and don't go on the inside where you've got the packet food, you know, stay away from the packet food. Eat the things that actually grow, eat the things that nature gives us. And you can't really go wrong then. Yes, some of us get, you know, I've got some intolerance to potatoes, so I know that I can't have that. But generally, if you eat a real food, then you're not going to have the problems that you have when you're eating all those E numbers that you say. So it's really it's common sense when you can boil it down to just walking around the outside of a supermarket and just buying and eating from that. You do give an exercise in your article about setting your clock. So I wonder if you can go a little bit more into that about, you know, being aware about what we do in our life. So how would you explain your exercise, please?
Yeah, so I do this with a lot of the people I work with, a lot of clients, a lot of students, and I say to them, if you want to bring a little bit more consciousness into your life, to be more aware about where you are right now in terms of your life, what I ask people to do is to usually get their phone and set the alarm on the phone on the hour every hour from say 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. And in that moment when one hears that beep beep, you ask yourself the question, where am I right now? Physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritual. Where am I right now? My self-care and self-love. And in that moment, if you don't feel in alignment, you have the choice to bring yourself into alignment. And I always jokingly say, in that moment, you can put on your Superman cape and pull on your Superman shorts, or Superwoman cape and Superwoman shorts, and be back in that vortex, be back into that space of knowledge, of wisdom, of knowing. So you can change the paradigm in a few moments by being reminded. Because we all get surrounded by life, we all get surrounded by challenge, we all get thrown off track easily. So having a reminder, it's like having a little coach in your pocket that every hour jumps up and says, hello, where are you right now? And in that moment, as I say, you can make the choice to bring yourself back into alignment. And I know I've done this with hundreds and hundreds of people, and they say when they put this into practice for 3, 5 or 7 or 10 days or whatever they do, it can be quite life-changing. And I always have a little bit of a joke that if you do that for 10 hours, 10 consecutive hours, it means for about 10 minutes in that whole day, you're going to be 100% present, which is a really lovely feeling.
Yeah, it so is. So many of us, I go through my life. Today has been a crazy, crazy busy day. And I mean, if I'm really honest, I don't know whether I've actually, other than speaking, when I'm doing my interviews, I'm 100% present. But other than that, I don't think I've been present today. And I mean, I know this stuff and I do this stuff and I do the meditation. It's so easy to get away from it because of busyness. So it's a really, really good thing to have that reminder once an hour. And as you said, it doesn't take long.
Yep.
It's just about shifting your mindset and about all the busyness back to you. And so many of us don't do us, and we're always giving to too many people, especially us therapists out there. So it's
look. Yeah. It's about just using that exercise, Sharon, to just get back on track. We go off track, we come back on track. We go off track. That's just life, whether that's, minuscule or whether that's huge. And for some people, going off track in huge ways. But even if it's minuscule, just using this exercise to come back into alignment, it means we're showing ourselves that we care about ourselves. It's telling ourselves, I love me and I honor me. I'm going to bring myself back into alignment. And this is preventative, because the more we're in tune with ourselves, the more we're on track, that's good prevention.
Yeah, I agree. Okay.
That's good prevention, because when we're in alignment energetically, we are stronger. And it's a good place to be. So yeah, it's just a good preventative. It's free. It costs nothing. You don't have to put a jab in your arm. You don't have to take a tablet. You just set the phone, beep, beep. Make sure you've got an energy card on your phone to stop the EMFs from, getting into your body at the same time, by the way. But So it's all about prevention, prevention, prevention. It's the key thing I love to work with.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
great tips. Now, at the beginning of the interview, I said that we would be speaking about aliens. So please, one of the titles in your article is an alien spaceship is coming. So please explain that to me and the viewers.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to share this with everybody because I use this as an analogy for myself to keep myself in that space of self-care, to be in that place of self-love and to self acknowledgement about who I am and where I want to be for myself, but also, if you like, for a representation of humankind or for mankind or womankind or whatever you want to call it. And it goes like this. So you imagine that you're sitting outside in your community and there's a footy oval. You know, most communities have got a footy oval somewhere within a few kilometres, in Australia in particular. And suddenly a spaceship comes down and these little aliens jump out. And their mission is to come to planet Earth and collect 100 human beings to take back to their planet to analyze and to work with and to interview to see what humans are. And my question is, if you were taken up on that spaceship, would you be a good representation for mankind or humankind? Or not? And for myself, if I'm, you know, get that opportunity, and hopefully one day I will, where the spaceship will come and take me, and I'm interviewed, and, you know, my mind and checking my body, and physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and all those aspects. And when they tick the chart, is Adrian a good representative to mankind? Is he doing the right thing on the planet? Is he looking after the planet? I'd like to be able to say, yes, I am a good representation for this planet. So, you know, when that alien space, certainly want to be up there in the top echelons of being a good representative. So my question is to everybody, where would you be if you were analysed by an alien as a representative for humankind? So there's my little story, Sharon, and I hold that for myself a lot, of whether I would measure up or not, and it's important for me.
I think it's a great little story. I don't think I have ever thought about interviewing an expert and talking about aliens, but I see where you're coming from. I think it is a really good way of us thinking about that. You know, are we really good? You know, we have one body, we have one life here, or actually, if you believe in reincarnation, many lives. But you know, what we can do is right here, right now, be our best person. And it's a great way of looking at that. So thank you so much for giving me food for thought, and hopefully our viewers as well. I'm going to wrap up now. So I'm just going to let people know that if people do want to find you, there'll be links below this video and also links to your article in Holistic Living magazine. And we will be interviewing you again in the future.
Absolutely. And I love writing for the magazine. It's just wonderful to be part of this community, Sharon. So thank you.
Thank you so much. See you next time.
Okay, thanks,